in the bottom line in the 3 months ended January, which includes the December holiday season. And they've done a great job of improving the private label brands, remodeling their stores, and you're seeing a lot of sales in the consumables category that make up 80% of Dollar General. That was up 5.3%.
Meta wants to start going right now because they're preparing to launch their community notes. Isn't that what X does?
Very similar. And again, maybe the stock's not moving on this because it's going into effect next week, but this is in line with what they announced in January, where they're getting rid of that third-party expert fact-checking program and instead doing community notes because they think that's less bias. Within the community, you have thousands of people with different ideological and views participating in it, and then you take away from the experts who are now moderating what you're putting out there.
You know, I've sat here for many weeks now watching Microsoft stumble and fall. It's down to 384. However, my prompter says they've just got an upgrade.
Yes.
Right, from who, and where does this who think they go?
D.A. Davidson, and they have it a buy from a neutral, a $450 price target. That's something to get you excited about, a 17% premium. So look, he's saying that Microsoft is the best company to win from a slowing consumer environment. They have the second least consumer exposure after NVIDIA. Everyone else like Amazon, Alphabet, Apple, Meta, all really tied to the consumer. So if you see a slowing economy, they're thinking Microsoft will get hit the least.
Okay. So, help me out here. You know, I've got some Microsoft. Do you have Microsoft in your portfolio?
Yeah, you better believe it. No, I think this thing can get up towards 500. It's just going to take some time.
How much time? How much time do you think I've got left?
Oh, you've got plenty of time for crying out loud. It'll get there. You know, what you have to understand about Microsoft is they brilliantly pivoted from the guts of your machine to the guts of the cloud. And every company is on the cloud. They're beautifully positioned. It's really a proxy on the growth of business.
Don't stop now, Sonia.
Okay, well,
Shall I keep going?
No, I've got to get to one more subject.
Yeah, Binance's CEO thinks that Trump's going to help the cryptos. And by the way, I think you saw this. The Wall Street Journal says that the Trump family members had deal talks with Binance. So that's interesting.
Yeah, let me hit that news first because it is the new breaking in the last few minutes. So we are hearing that representatives of President Trump's family have held talks to take what would be a financial stake in the U.S. arm of the crypto exchange Binance. The CEO, CZ, has been in jail for 4 months as part of a scheme, and he's hoping that maybe this deal will grant him a pardon. Again, all according to the Wall Street Journal. We'll have to see how all of those details turn out. But in other fundamental news, the overall Binance CEO said that he expects Trump's more pro-crypto legislation in the U.S. to really take off globally, that other regulators around the world will sort of adopt that, and so thinks this is the beginning of a more global push.
Interesting, though, isn't it? I mean, Trump's making a global push for cryptos, and his family buys into Binance. I mean, that's an interesting tie-in.
It's a very interesting tie-in, and you have to be careful because, you know, there are going to be some who will criticize for using the office.
Well, we do have an entrepreneurial
a transactional president, and I'm okay with it, just as I was okay with him buying Tesla. He's perfectly entitled to buy Tesla if he wants to.
He's probably will settle. Thanks so much for being with us. Always appreciate it. We're going to see you at 12 on the Big Money Show. Okay, let's move on to Adam. Back out here now, right? You've got 3 AI picks. I'll tell you what, Celestica, NVIDIA, and Supermicro. Start with Celestica.
Okay, Celestica is effectively a company that creates AI ecosystems. They go out, they buy the software, they buy the hardware, they buy NVIDIA chips, they wire it all together. They're in business now in AI. It's trading very cheap in the teens. Store, we're talking 14, 15 times. So you can buy the S&P 500 for 20 times and get 12% growth. You can buy Celestica for, say, 15 times cheaper than the S&P 500, and you can get 40% growth.
I just hope the bloom is not off the AI road.
No, I don't think it is. There's been a lot of concern that the deep sea thing out of China will bankrupt us. No, it does not.
Adam, thank you very much. You bet. Coming on, Russia says it is ready to discuss a peace
podcast again with my pals John Hayes and Jason Bateman, with special guests from Howard Stern, Trevor Noah, David Beckham, Kelly Clarkson, to a few presidents. It's an unscripted, unrehearsed, but hopefully not unprepared podcast. We'll cover topics like doing limbo for self-esteem, skydiving hungover to world affairs. And now, you can hear every new episode a full week early on the SiriusXM app. Just search SmartLess to join the fun.
If you're a business owner with salespeople, how in the world could you say no to this offer? The top 20% of your salespeople close 80% of the business. 80% of all sales are closed after the 5th attempt, and 83% of all salespeople don't even ask for the sale once. Did you know that 90% of all salespeople have never even read one sales book? How many sales are being lost each month simply because your salespeople are not professionally trained how to sell? Hi, this is the world's top sales trainer, Jason Evans. I'm going to give you a free 45-minute video of pure sales training techniques that will increase your company's sales within days, guaranteed. This could double, even triple your company's sales. This video is closing, handling objections, and more. Just call us and leave us a voicemail, your email address, and we'll send you this amazing video for free. Call 800-500-8320. This is how to close from A to Z for any product or service, regardless of industry, whether you sell face-to-face or over the phone. Call 800-500-8320. That's 800-500-8320. Paid for by Power Sales University.
Trump trades, rate cut trades, AI trades. All these trendy trades are hot, but they don't compare to the trades that stock market gurus John and Pete Najarian find every week with their unique option strategies. Winning strategies they put into their newest book, It's Not an Option. And today, this exciting book could be yours for free.
I'm John Najarian. Don't buy another stock before reading our newest book. And I'm Pete Najarian. When you see the returns you could be making on options versus stocks, you'll realize that in today's market, buying and holding stocks alone is not an option. After years on TV as the go-to options experts, we wrote our new book with simple, beginner-friendly option strategies that could take your investing returns to a whole new level. And today we'll give you a copy for free.
To see real stock versus option trade examples and get your free copy of John and Pete's new book, It's Not an Option, text MARKET to 80555 and just cover shipping. Text the word MARKET to 80555. Text MARKET to 80555.
Message and data rates may apply.
We planned our investments well for retirement, but I wish we had more cash.
Don't they know they're sitting on a gold mine?
Nope, they don't know that if you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, you may be able to sell all or part of it to Coventry for cash, even the term policy.
Don't lapse or surrender your policy before finding out what it's worth. Call Coventry Direct at 800-236-3400 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-236-3400. Call now.
Fresh off of victory in St. Petersburg, Alex Palou charges ahead as the IndyCar Series heats up in Thermal. March 23rd on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch our soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used it too to suck snot out of a stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
A Fox Nation original documentary series.
Somebody murdered and dismembered Chris Reagan. I knew that Kelly Cochran killed him.
I know you're smart.
You don't though. Smart enough.
Love You to Death, the Kelly Cochran story. A 6-part series on Fox Nation. America is streaming.
We are 12 minutes into the trading session. Nasdaq down 80. Remember, it was this has been very volatile recently, and the Dow is down 57 points as we speak. Speaker Johnson taking action against protesters attacking Tesla owners and their cars. What action is he taking?
So the speaker says Congress will investigate the sources of these attacks and help the DOJ and FBI ensure those responsible are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. He did not explain what committees would lead these investigations, but that was a showing of support for Elon Musk. Musk says an investigation has found 5 ActBlue-funded groups, those are Democrat groups, are responsible for the protests against his dealerships, against his charging stations, and even some Tesla owners. One of those groups is an environmental group. And I just find that odd
Yes,
that
how ironic.
an environmental group is attacking an EV.
You know, yesterday, one of our market analyst regulars, Mark Tepper, he told us that he was expecting delivery of a new Tesla on Saturday morning. The dealership called him up and said, sorry, can't take delivery, it's been vandalized.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been vandalized. The front all bashed in. That happened to one of our guys, Mark Tepper. Thank you, Lauren. Sticking with Tesla, a new investor survey shows 85% believe that Musk's politics have a negative impact on the company. Grant Cardone is with us this morning. Grant, you just bought your daughter a Tesla. Is that your way of showing support for Musk and Doge?
100%. Elon Musk is doing things that most Americans are never in a position to do and wouldn't have the courage to do, you know, if they had it. So I wanted to support him. I actually bought one for my wife and one for my daughter who just turned 15. She graduated from high school at 15 years old from being homeschooled, and I promised her a new car. We didn't know which one if she completed early, and she did.
Well, that's a vote of confidence, I must say. Trump's considering a tariff on timber and lumber imports. Now look, building costs are already going up a little with tariff and aluminum tariffs and steel. This is not good for your real estate development business, is it, Grant?
This will not hurt development at all. The problem in this country is we don't build enough. Wants to drill, baby, drill. We need to build, baby, build. And when supply goes up, when we start building more, the cost of goods and services. So America can understand this. We have been charging for timber salt wood from Canada for years, okay, since before 2018. Same thing with aluminum and steel. This is not a new thing. What Americans don't know is that we've been paying 240% on products like cheese and milk back into Canada, okay, that we get charged, which is very unfair for us. So we can get hardwood from Brazil. We produce more hardwood and softwood, by the way, Stuart, than Canada does. Canada needs America. America does not need Canada. Bottom line, there's more people who live in the state of California than the entire country of Canada.
Well, if the tariff struggle, shall I call it that, if the tariff struggle continues and this stretches out for a period of months, do you think the president can hold on to political support?
Yes, 100%, because we're going to have a boom in this economy like we've never seen before. You guys that are watching the stock market every day understand that Tesla's value as a company has not changed. The piece of paper that you hold has changed. So if you can liquidate easily, and you get scared, you liquidate your stock. But the company Tesla itself has not changed. The value of the U.S. economy has not changed. We actually have more confidence in the economy today than we did 4 months ago. We have a direction, we have guidance, we have leadership, we have lower taxes coming, inflation's coming down, we have a pro-business president, and I believe in the second quarter of this year we're going to see a boom in this country like we've never seen before, Stuart. So load up, get invested, and hold on, baby.
Grant, in November you posted on X that you're considering a run for the government of California, I believe. Where are you on that now? You're throwing your hat in the ring?
Well, you never know what a guy like me will do. You know, I am a patriotic American, and I'm extremely concerned about the state of California. As California goes, so does the rest of the country. It is a massive economy. All Americans should be concerned about it.
Well, are you ready to make an announcement? Oh, you can make some news for us?
I'm going to be speaking. I will tell you this. I'm speaking at the RNC Saturday as a keynote speaker there to tell the people in California, California can be flipped, folks. You can flip it. This cycle, you have 18 months. It can be flipped. But you need the right leadership and the right voice, and you need somebody that's run businesses, not just somebody that's been on politics or been on TV.
It sounds like you, Grant. I'm going to wait for that announcement on Saturday. Grant Cardone, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I want to go back to Tesla with you, Adam. Sure. Do you think his work with Doge is affecting Tesla? Well, I think it's clear to all of us that it is. But there's a difference between not liking what Elon is doing with Doge, and by the way, I like it, but there's a difference between some people out there not liking it, and then actually being violent against Tesla owners. I mean, come on, no, that's not acceptable. I recall several years ago when Nike decided that it was going to support the kneelers during the national anthem, and I decided that
boss is doing the good Lord's work. This government is we have run a deficit almost every quarter for 60 years, Stuart, and we need to stop spending so much. God bless.
Adam, thank you very much indeed. Got it. Coming up, after years of socialist dominance and identity politics, smart Democrats, some of them, are beginning to understand that unless things change, the party faces continuing defeat. That is my opinion, and it's my take at the top of the hour. Two astronauts stuck on the space station are going to have to wait a bit longer for a rescue. The SpaceX mission was delayed. Ashley's going to tell us what went wrong. He's next.
Chuck McDowell here again, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Morning. This is not my average commercial. Today, I'm a thorn in the side of bad timeshare exit companies. Over the years, I've seen way too many exit companies pop up, take people's funds, and disappear like a bad magic trick. I even saw an ad from a new exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire the bozos I'll fire. If you really want out of your timeshare, contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group. Look, you've heard me on the radio for almost a decade now, and our proven process has helped over 45,000 families get out of their timeshare permanently. Call my office for your free timeshare exit kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-979-1771. 800-979-1771. 800-979-1771.
You've heard about my Money Preps weekly paycheck method, and if you haven't seen it yet, you've got to check out my 7-minute video revealing how it's done. Hi, my name is Preston James. I've been a stock and option trader for 32 years. I'm passionate about the market, and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives, and I'm confident it can change yours. So let the proof do the talking. My